5 years ago, this was all a dream. But on June 28th, 2018, we stood in this spot and broke ground on what would become Louisville's soccer cathedral. It always started with the supporters, and the supporters were there from the very beginning. And as our team proved itself on the field time and again, the support grew. As the support grew and the performance on the pitch turned in championship after championship, it was evident that this was something that was going to be sustainable for a long time. To think that 5 years ago we didn't have a club, and today we have a men's professional team, we have a women's professional team coming next year, we have an academy, we have this beautiful building, we have 5 trophies in the trophy cabinet. It's a phenomenal story, and it all starts with great support, phenomenal ownership, great performance on the field, and a front office that works hard to make it happen. We literally would not be in this position without the support of our local metro government, the mayor, Jeff Mosley, Laura Ferguson, Barbara Sexton Smith, all the members of Metro Council. We thank you. Right now at this moment, we were supposed to be here at Lynn Family Stadium, opening this beautiful venue for the first time. Circumstances beyond our control have forced us to delay that, but that's okay. We will be here soon.
And we'll be ready to announce that we're bringing the best USL franchise in the last 5 years to Louisville, Kentucky.
I found out about soccer coming to Louisville through a Facebook ad for tickets.
Well, I found out the club was coming to Louisville from a good friend of mine, Kevin Perkins. He grew up playing soccer and had been a soccer fan his whole life. And, he found out about the team was coming and said, hey, it'd be fun. Let's go get tickets. And I'm glad I did. And I can say I'm a founding member.
So the first time I heard about it was on the radio. I heard an advertisement that there was going to be a match at Slugger Field, a soccer match of all things.
Well, we first found out about the soccer team coming to Louisville about, I guess it was the end of 2014 or so. And we had just finished watching the World Cup, and we got pretty enthused and saying, hey, that's a sport we could both get into and really like.
I vividly remember having a conversation with one of my coworkers who was also a huge soccer fan, and I remember him saying, hey, Louisville's getting a professional soccer team. At first I didn't believe him, and went home and Googled it that night, and sure enough.
I know that my son was playing soccer for the Y, and some of the team came and were signing autographs, and that was when we were like, hey, we should really go to a game.
My first reaction when I found out was I was surprised but happy because I love soccer.
My first reaction was this will be fun for him because he played soccer and it would give him a chance to see pros locally.
Me and the founders of the Coopers and some early members of the board got together with Wayne Estoppel back in October of 2013 when the idea really started getting some legs underneath it.
Louisville City is now an epicenter of happiness for quite a lot of people in the Louisville area now, because people now have a championship side right here in Louisville.
I never expected Louisville to be a soccer town because everybody's focused on basketball and football.
So I never really thought about it until Louisville City became a thing, I guess. I don't know.
When you think, or when people think of Louisville and sports in general, of course the first things they'll probably think of are basketball or horse racing. But I think there's always been an underground, grassroots, big soccer following, and it just needed a professional team to bring it to the forefront.
The culture was always here. It just needed something to latch onto, and I think that's something that Louisville City has provided, and that's why it's exploded into all these other things, whether it be the U23 team or the academy or the U17s and NWSL, which I'm super excited about and can't wait for that to get here.
Would you have thought Louisville would become a soccer town? I mean, look at it. The last 5 years, yes, definitely.
I had no idea that Louisville was such a soccer hotbed. I didn't know that there were so many soccer happenings in Louisville. I didn't realize what a soccer town would become.
Am I surprised that Louisville is a soccer town? No, not at all. It may have happened faster than a lot of people were thinking, but I'm not surprised.
That really hooked me, seeing the passion that the St. Lugans had, and here we are, we're starting out, and especially after Magnus scored that goal and we erupted the crowd, and it seemed like it got better and better.
We win the game. We beat our would-be rival St. Louis 2-0. And it was great. It was such a pretty day. It was cold, I remember that, but it was a beautiful day. I had my oldest son with me, and it was, everything kind of came together the way I hoped it would.
But I think since the early days, we've made great strides, and I think we've become, in our own right, one of the mainstays of the city, which is fantastic for us to be able to go on and achieve.
I really had no idea what to expect going in. I'm from San Francisco, and I'd played soccer in LA and Chicago, and I always thought of Louisville as a baseball town.
From the get-go, Louisville City always pride themselves on building a culture.
It's something that's spoken about quite a bit. We talk about it a lot, and it's hard to kind of replicate.
I think the first season set the tone, and was something that the club has been able to build on.
You can just feel the vibe, the players, the coaching staff, even the front office and ownership group. Everyone wanted to build a culture throughout the entire club.
Being a part of the club for the first year was a big experience for me because the team was brand new and I had never been a part of a new organization like that. So being on a team where everyone was new and everyone just wanted this team to have success was massive.
The locker room culture was definitely intentional.
The mentality, the hard work that everyone puts on and off the field, the family vibe.
We were committed to James O'Connor's passing brand of soccer, and we don't back down style, and we maintained that throughout the year.
It was very obvious that everyone wanted to play a part of the team.
We always pushed to be champions, and as you can see, we were able to go back to back in the next following years.
Did I think it would happen in 5 years? Probably not.
I think whatever you're asking about Louisville City, I'm not going to doubt. I think that club has been able to achieve all the goals that they put out for themselves.
But now it's here and I can't wait to get going.
You tell me anything about them, I'm going to believe it.
It's a magnificent future for the city, for the club, for the fans. It's really, really the culmination of a lot of hard work by a lot of people behind the scenes.
They still support me in my career and whatever team I'm on, so it's really a family there, and I appreciate everything those fans have done for the club and myself.
We often say that we have the best fans in the league, and I believe that's true. We have a core group of fans that has been there from day one.
And moving forward to the next couple seasons, I knew that Louisville City built something special, and that it was going to be setting the soccer standard for the rest of the USL.
I think Louisville is becoming a soccer town for sure.
To see us kind of with the success we've had, kind of get more and more people talking about soccer. It just shows the tremendous growth that the team has had in such a short amount of time. It's really unprecedented, I would say.
This will pass, and we'll all have many, many years of being involved in a world-class stadium in downtown, which gives immense pride, not just to the ownership, the players, to the coaching staff, but for everybody. So it's something we're all really excited about.
You might recall we said a few months ago, whatever your lot in life, build something on it. Well, we've completed step one now. We've identified our lot. And hopefully over the next few years, you're going to see us build something on it.
We as owners decided that we would have to take this on our own shoulders, obviously with the help of the city, and we got significant help from the city, and with the help of the state, with the TIF we were able to get.
Our ownership group, our front office, James O'Connor and his staff at the time, the city council, the mayor's office, all of these people coming together to work on this project.
I'm extraordinarily proud of the partnership that came together to get this stadium built. There were so many reasons for it to happen.
The process itself is an animal of its own, and you just have to let it unfold. But if you do so, you're going to be rewarded with a great, I think, the best soccer stadium in America.
Because this was a tricky issue to pull off legally, from land acquisition to the proper structure of the deal with the state and the club. So just great teamwork is what made this happen.
It was a challenge, but we were able to put together the ground, and then we were able to put together the financing of the ground and to start the process of the stadium.
And it was pretty clear to me in the beginning that if we were going to really grow a soccer team and become a soccer city, we had to have a jewel of a stadium, and we had to have our own lot and our own birthright coming up out of the ground.
Just a wonderful job between the owners of Louisville City, our private contractors, and the city of Louisville.
It's really important that Louisville City has a home to call their own. And right now, Louisville City has a state-of-the-art, brand new stadium that is the envy of the whole nation at this time.
It just sends a message to the world that we intend on being the best. Come to our city, experience that. So that's why it's important to have our own dedicated stadium.
The process was long and tedious, but it's all going to be worth it in the end.
For any football club around the world, having your own building, and specifically your own field to play on, is huge.
Because a professional soccer team always need a home to call their own. It is going to bring an awful lot of people from outside the city into Louisville to see this brand new stadium.
But we will be there soon. You'll see how good this is going to be for all of us. The final product is outstanding.
And now to have, in my humble opinion, the best soccer-specific stadium in the USL Championship is amazing.
We've got the place to play, we've got the teams, we've got the product, we've got the coaches, we've got the staff, we've got the backing of the city and the state, and the backing of our investment group. So we're off and running.
The Lynn Family Stadium to me is a dream come true.
It's easy. Just look around. This building, this field, this facility, it's absolutely beautiful, down to the finest detail. This is an amazing building. I truly think it will be a cathedral for soccer in Louisville for many years to come.
It would be hard to argue that this isn't one of the great stories in American soccer.
But bottom line, for me, it's about winning. You know, you've got to prove that you're a winner. And I think Louisville City has proven that both on and off the field. I look forward to the women's team starting to play. I think they will do the same thing. I expect, and we won't settle for anything less than the same kind of success we've had with the men.
Winning that first title was probably, one of the best moments of my life.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, kind of.
To be the captain of the team, I felt a lot of pressure to get past that hump, and we did. We get to the finals and beat Swope 1-0 on a late goal, and I mean it was definitely the pinnacle of my soccer career at that point.
One of the cameras came up to me and had an interview, and I said that I hope this night lasts forever, and I really meant that because it was really special, and I think it really set the standard for what Louisville City really wanted was to win championships.
On that night, we were fortunate enough and we came out on top. And what made it even more special was it was in front of our fans.
All those memories of training sessions, preseason, sacrifices, everything that goes with an entire season goes through your head, and to lift a trophy at the end to signify that you are the best team in the USL for that year was something that I'll never forget.
I think what's so special about that championship team was, if you look at the team today, there's still that core that's still there. I think Louisville City has been able to, keep a lot of the same personnel.
It allowed us really to create I suppose, a fantastic culture. It gave us the bedrock to be able to go on and create a value system and culture that really stuck, I'd say, true with all the players and myself throughout my time as coach. So it was a fantastic experience.
We had winners in the lineup. No matter where you looked, there was quality all over the pitch. And just that grit to never give in and always push on no matter what. And it's still there to this day. So just that never say die, do anything to win type players.
Well, that was a team that worked so hard. Again, I think that's what it comes back to is it was a lot of the same guys from the year before even, and we just worked and were rewarded for it. And a great group of guys. I don't think there were anybody that didn't fit perfectly in that locker room.
You have people that are pushing each other every single day in training, but they're still so humble to look at themselves first, making sure they're doing everything they possibly can.
They set, a high standard for everything that the club does, and like I said, it goes back to culture, and that's just the culture of the team. Putting a brilliant product on the field, and just making sure that we keep that standard that Louisville City has had from the beginning.
I think just having that kind of mentality to always want to win, no matter what's against you. You look at the Eastern Conference Final last year, we were never out of it, so just that will to win, I think, is what makes us that good.
The second one was incredible just because of how turbulent the season was. We went from losing a coach, well, even before that we were starting to make a decent Open Cup run, and then we lose our coach.
And that took a big toll on them because, they are players first, which they have to focus all their energy for being a player. But then they had to focus on being a coach and how to win games and studying film and all this stuff.
I think that's when you really saw the strength of the locker room and the talent of the players, because it's very, very difficult to get through that time without imploding. And we were nowhere near imploding. In fact, we had quite a successful run in the stretch where the players were coaching.
John Hackworth got appointed head coach, and he came in and stood from the sidelines for a bit and just kind of watched how things were moving, how the pieces were moving here, and how the culture was. And after a while of being an observer, you could say, he really helped us improve in a lot of areas that needed improvement.
I think first and foremost, I recognized that this was a really good team. Obviously, they had just won the 2017 USL Championship. But more so than that, I thought they had quality players. I liked the way they played. I felt like I could come here and help them reach their ultimate goals.
There's a lot of factors that go into it. I don't think you can pinpoint this is the reason, because if you could, then everyone would be doing it. But for us, I think our expectations are to be successful. When you have the expectation to be successful, then you have no way. There's no excuses and there's no plan B. You just have to keep fighting and keep winning.
Remarkably, they had been coaching themselves. So coming into that locker room, I guess first and foremost, I would tell you, I had recognized that it was a strong group, that there were going to be strong personalities in that room.
The attitudes of the players and the hard work that they put in, and on top of that, I think that what gets overlooked when we talk about Louisville City is the talent and execution. I think that we have really good players. I think you can't win a championship without having some of the best players in the league, and we have that.
The second time to defend it, you have that kind of target on your back, so to have that mark on your back and still be able to churn out results and go on and win it a second time, it shows the class and the togetherness of the group, I would say.
I want to thank all the players from both championship teams for blessing me with 2 rings.
It gives me great pleasure to formally announce that in the spring of 2021, The National Women's Soccer League comes to Louisville, Kentucky. We've been working for 5 years to build a soccer club, and today we take the next step in that process as we announce our academy programs.
Our academy program is going to be so important to the future of this club. First and foremost, it's young boys and girls learning to love this sport.
The academy obviously is something now we're very excited about. I think it's going to play an important role in the community. I think when you look at the talent that's in the community with the U17 team that performed so well.
The new youth academy will greatly impact the soccer community in Kentucky.
Well, I think it should be a major but positive change for not only the city of Louisville, but also for the state of Kentucky as well.
Well, basically, we want to create a pathway for these kids here locally.
I feel like our style of playing will separate us from other academies across America.
I would say fortunate to have the coaching staff that we have, but I think it brings tremendous excitement when we look at the quality of the coaching staff. We spent the last couple of months defining our culture for the academy, defining the vision.
Well, I would love to see them win as many games and as many tournaments as they can. I would love to see them carry on the culture and hopefully to see some homegrown contracts.
I think it's super important to have a structure in place here locally that gives the families and kids, again, the opportunity to stay here in town.
In the future years, I see us being one of the top academies in the country.
The academy is all about, a pathway, and that pathway might be to college soccer, that pathway, could be to the pro teams.
The past 5 years have been a dream for us, but the future is going to be great as well. We can't wait to welcome the National Women's Soccer League in 2021, and also our academy that we will be launching this summer.
We were just impressed with the enthusiasm, the Coopers, the smoke, Scouse's house. We learned, we just were blown away at how good the players were and just how much energy was in the stadium.
We watched them on TV, but we had never been to a live one until Louisville City, and we were hooked immediately.
It definitely hooked me for life.
I was in love, instantly hooked.
If this is where we are now, we'll be in 5 more years. That's what I want.
2 USL championships, 3 Eastern Conference championships, 2 Eastern Conference runners-up in 5 years. That doesn't happen, except for us. And, it's incredible and indescribable.
One of the things that stood out to me is the engagement of all of the supporters and getting input from everybody. And Louisville City have done it the best possible way and involving all of the supporters.
It's probably the thing that I'm most proud of being a part of, aside from my kids and my family, and to even a certain extent I might even put it ahead of some of the things I do professionally. But from where we started to where we are now, I'm just proud to have been a part of it, proud to still kind of be a part of it, proud to and grateful to have the contacts that I've made because of Louisville City.
I'm excited to finally get into our new stadium and play some soccer and have an even better home field advantage than we already had at Slugger.
Most excited about is winning more championships and opening a brand new stadium.
One word: family. A lot of people say, you go make friends, but I didn't make friends, I made family. The Purple family.
How it feels to be part of this fan base is just so much fun.
Louisville City means a lot to me. I care a lot about the club, I care a lot about the people at the club, I care a lot about the players, about the staff, and more than anything else, the friends that I've been able to make.
It's become a way of life. It's just a great organization from top to bottom, and there aren't many out there that are so dedicated to their fan base and so dedicated to their city, and I'm just proud and honored to be a part of it.
It's one thing about people in Louisville, in the city of Louisville, whatever they set their mind to, they can do and they can achieve. Granted, yes, college sports is king and has been king around here, but now it was time for a new king, and that new king was Louisville City.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lynn Family Stadium, home of the Louisville City Football Club. Unfortunately, under our current circumstances, as we battle a global pandemic, we at Lou City are saddened that we are not able to gather here today with you, our supporters and fans. Although we're separated by proximity, we are all together, united in our fight against the coronavirus, so that we may join together as soon as possible at this incredible soccer-specific stadium that you helped us to build. At this time, we have a special presentation to symbolize our gratitude to the fans and to let you know we are thinking of you tonight. This presentation will be followed by our Lou City flashback stream. To begin tonight's program, proudly lift up your scarves and sing along to Ben Soley's performance of My Old Kentucky Home. Now, please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by legendary Lou City superfan Joe Valla.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proud